Are the police still looking in the forest for him?
No, honey. They had to stop, remember?
But why? Maybe he's sick or hurt and he needs our help. Or maybe someone has taken him and is keeping him in their house.
Amy's mother leaned closer and put her hand on her daughter's shoulder. Can she get any closer? I don't know. Amy, he's gone. I'm sorry. I miss him too. But he's not coming back.
But why don't we go into the forest?
Us?
Yes, me and you. We can take a picnic and a tent and stay there at night too. We can explore the whole forest until we find him.
Amy.
Or maybe he's not in the forest. Maybe he went all the way through to the other side.
Princess Amy scratched her head and asked her mother if there were more castles on the other side of the large, mysterious forest. Her mother thought about stopping the conversation and saying good night. But then she thought it might be better to talk about this instead. Nobody knows, honey, answered her mother finally. The forest is a large place and few have tried to go all the way through it. Some people say there are more people and more castles on the other side, but I'm not so sure. One man at my work, he told me there was a huge castle on the other side, with a king and a queen and a prince and a large army. But I don't believe him.
Why not?
Well, I know he has never walked through the forest, so how can he know what's on the other side?
Do you think Dad could have walked through the forest?
Asked Amy. No, darling, I don't think so.
But we don't know until we walk through it and look for him,
said Amy, her face curious and excited again.
I could start tomorrow, after lessons, right?
Her mother shook her head. No, Amy, listen very carefully to me. You must never, ever, ever go into the forest on your own. Do you understand? Amy didn't understand. It was only a forest, and she played among the trees near the castles many times before. What could be so dangerous about it?
Why, Mum? The forest doesn't seem dangerous, and Dad might be waiting for us.
No, Amy, he's not. You have to trust me on this, please. Her mother leaned closer. Almost right next to her ear. Promise me, Amy. Promise me you won't go into the forest alone. Amy still didn't really believe the forest was a dangerous place, and her mother was very heavy. But she promised anyway.
I promise, Mum.
She put one hand behind her back and crossed her fingers. No, you can't do that. I will never go into the forest alone. Oh yeah, the second answer to the question, where is Amy's father? Well, the real answer is, he was in prison. 2 years before, Amy's father had helped to build a castle in the town. And a few months later, that castle had fallen down. Amy's father told the police. Do we have a policeman? I believe we do. Told the police, hello. Oh, what's this? Fallen castle? Oh. Amy's father told the police and the townspeople and Amy's mother, hello. It wasn't his fault, but no one believed him. and he was taken away to prison for 10 years. Amy's mother didn't want to tell Amy her father was a criminal, so she lied. She told her he'd walked into the forest one day and disappeared. So far, it had worked. Amy didn't know her father was in prison. In fact, she didn't even know what a prison was. End of chapter 1. Now, for you to wake up and do something, like reading comprehension. Okay, so first, there were quite a few difficult words in that chapter. Did you understand all the words? I didn't. I think we need to find a dictionary and look them up and then write an example. Okay, so Mr. Ollie has an example. The word, let me just get my pen ready. Edge, meaning the end part of something. Example, the edge of the table is here. This is the edge. The middle, the edge. Okay, so my example, Mr. Ollie held onto the edge of the roof. So you have to write the meaning and an example for these words. Important, confused, scratch, criminal, double, promise, dangerous, prison. Do you know prison? I can do the example for you. Prison, place where bad people live. Yeah, the bad people go to prison. Example, Mr. Ollie did not live in prison. No. Mr. Ollie is a good person. Okay, also, we have some questions. Some crazy questions too. And some easy questions. And some difficult questions. So you have to write long answers. So don't just write yes or no. That's rubbish. You have to write big sentences. So let's do an example. Why does Amy's mum warn her not to go into the forest? So we can just say, her mother said the forest was what? Was exciting? Safe? No, dangerous. So this is okay. Is it a good answer? Yeah, it's quite long. Okay, and also, some questions you have to write your own feeling, your own opinion. Like number 7, what or who do you think lives in the forest? Robot chickens? Lady Gaga? So you have to decide. And the last question, what do you think will happen next? So you have to write what you think will happen in the next chapter. Okay, and finally, the bonus challenge. So each chapter will have a different bonus challenge, a different special exercise for you to do. This one, so Princess Amy spent most of her time alone in the castle, playing games like hide and seek, walking on the castle roof, shooting the evil witch. So you have to think of your own games, how to play the game, and the rule for the game. So on this piece of paper, there are 2 games for you to write. So you have to think, if you lived in a castle, all on your own, what game would you play? could be any game. Okay, so Mr. Ollie will not write an example. You can write some yourself. Use your imagination. Okay? Okay. So if you want to buy all of the story, well, that's going to take a long time because the story is so long. But you can buy the first pack, which has the first 6 chapters. So this is only the first chapter. So if you want to buy the whole pack, just go to our website and you can buy the first 6 chapters of The Castle in the Sky. Okay? Let's go on to chapter 2.